It's time for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris at Slumberland Furniture. From Slumberland Furniture in Osage Beach, here are your hosts, William Holtz and Chris Schneider.
And we're back, Slumberland at the Lake, for another weekly cup of coffee. I'm Wild Will.
I'm Uncle Chris.
We got a treat for you this week. We love a lot of people here at Lake of the Ozarks, but not many as much as we love Mike Clayton.
What a great guy.
Yeah, I'll talk to him about all things Wonderland Camp this week. Plus, we have a response from the city of Camdenton to justify their tax revenue share with the new incoming Aldi. We'll talk about some crazy weather over the weekend. Plus, hey, Big Bass Bash. We love cash. How about $100,000 for one catch?
I talked to a lot of the fishermen this week because I was out fishing from the dock. They were all in the boats, and it's like, what a bunch of great guys, all those fishermen, you know?
Yeah, it needs to be us. We say it every year.
Yeah.
One day, it will be. Plus, COMC adding to their large lineup of products and services. Plus, we got awards, we got events, and we got some weekly scripture, that and a whole lot more after this. We got Mike Clayton on Cup of Coffee.
Hey everybody, it's Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. Big news this week, it's our Friends and Family sale. And here in the Lake area, I feel like we're all friends and family. We're taking an extra 15% off of already the low sale prices, and there's some national brands that never go on sale that we're gonna give you some great deals on. Don't forget, we deliver the entire Lake area, and with this sale, we're doing half price, full service delivery. Come check out the Friends and Family sale at Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
I always enjoy when I get to catch up with the great Mike Clayton, one of the sure locks for the Lake of the Ozarks, Mount Rushmore. If that ever happens, I was talking the other day to Unique, and I was like, Mike Clayton would be one of those
Really?
faces.
Oh, and my big giant head, I would need extra mountain. You know, because I have the biggest, compared to your head, I mean, look at heads here. We've got, you got a tiny, regular head.
We introduced to you Mike Clayton with Wonderland Camp, and over the years from radio to the community work, of course, all the incredible fundraisers I've seen you MC over the years, but now with Wonderland Camp, and boy, Mike, you guys are really at an exciting time as you enter the summer season.
We are, and we're a year-round camp now, which is really spectacular. You know, a lot of people don't know that about us. We've been around since 1969, predominantly for many years, just a summer camp, and we would do some camps in the spring and the fall, but now we have camps year-round. I think the only month we don't camp is in January, so we started this year Valentine's weekend. We just came off a family camp this past weekend. We've got more camps coming up, and then we've got our bulk of the summer staff coming in soon, and we'll get into our busy 11-week summer session, which is our, intense camps every day.
Sure. Okay, so for people watching, they're like, man, now you guys are year-round, but what is Wonderland Camp? Like, what's a brief overview of why campers are coming out there?
Right. So we are a camp for people with disabilities. We were founded in 1969 by a gentleman named Charles Miller. He had two sons. One of them, named Phil, had Prader-Willi syndrome. And, back in the 60s, 50s, I mean, there was no such thing as a summer camp for people with disabilities, and he believed that was wrong. He believed that people with disabilities had the right to enjoy an outdoor camp experience like everybody else. You may have gone to camp when you were younger. I went to camp when I was younger, and his son did not have that opportunity. So he formed Wonderland Camp and got assistance from the Army National Guard and the Missouri JCs to start the first camp in the early 70s, and we've blossomed since then, grown since then. Now we have 125 acres. We have 20 buildings. We're all centrally heated and cooled. All of our challenge elements are adapted for people with disabilities. And we are sustainable. We're a 501c3. We are debt-free, which we're very proud of. We have a board of directors. We have a great full-time and part-time staff.
Yeah, I mean, one of the best nonprofits, not just here at the Lake area, but really in the state of Missouri, and we love Wonderland Camp. Of course, we did that feature a handful of years ago, and a lot's changed since then, I feel like. Like, you guys continue to grow and expand, and you said you're currently hiring and looking for volunteers. So people that are watching, like, you want to get involved, it's camp season, and you guys are looking for volunteers and staff.
That's right. So we hire about 125 people every year, mostly young people, 15 and up, really. But we could use about 16 more teenagers that are 17 and up because we need you to stay the night. We're a sleepover camp. So you would work Sunday through Friday. You would have 2 full days off. We provide room and board and a weekly paycheck. And you can go to wonderlandcamp.org and click on Work at Camp and find out more about that opportunity. And also, if you'd like to volunteer, you can reach out to me or Kaylin at camp, and you can go to info@wonderlandcamp.org and send us an email. But we would love to have more volunteers. We need a few more employees. We need lifeguards. We have a huge pool, in-ground pool, heated pool. If you'd like to come out and be a lifeguard for us during the daytime, that would be great. And we do American Red Cross lifeguard training, ropes course people. We do ropes course training because we have a 40-foot rock climbing wall. We have a giant swing. We have a Burma bridge, as you know.
Yeah.
You've been out there.
It's like the most fun place at the lake.
I mean, I still reflect on that video that you made for us. You were out there.
We're going to redo that too. I'm ready to come redo that.
I would love it. I still use segments from your video when I speak in public at groups, and it's got the fabulous Lake TV logo.
Well, we're
on
both
it.
aging so gracefully.
Yeah.
I think it's time that we
Right.
redo that. Now, hey, I want to talk about if anyone knows how to throw a fundraiser at Lake of the Ozarks, it's Wonderland Camp. You guys have some of my favorite Party with a Purpose, and you have one of our favorites coming up. Talk about the casino event at Jolly's.
Yeah, so Jolly Rogers Grub and Grog in Rocky Mount, where the camp is located, does a fundraiser for us. I think we're in our 11th year, and it's easy to take part. It's a casino day. So Osage Casino is our title sponsor, and it's fun casino games like blackjack and craps and roulette and Texas Hold'em, and we have pig races and Plinko, but no money exchanges hands. You know, if you win a hand, you get a ticket, and then you put your tickets into prize buckets and you win prizes. And we have a live auction and raffles, and it's $60 before the event, $70 the day of, and you can go to wonderlandcamp.org right now and buy tickets. Slumberland has graciously donated an auction item for us, so we're collecting auction items right now for that event. So it's
And listen, that's like one of the best fundraisers because for your $60 ticket, you're going to have a chance at some incredible raffle prizes. Like as you play the games with the tokens or the chips, you end up becoming eligible with these tickets to put those in the raffles. And you guys give away some crazy items and always have big auction items.
We really do. Plus you get a complimentary beverage and you get the heavy appetizer buffet. I just say buffet because Jolly Rogers does a great job. And then Jolly Joe, does a live auction, which is second to none. Not a professional auctioneer, but he raises so much money for the camp. We'll have some of our campers out there, and we usually have about 200 people, and it's May 9th, Saturday, Mother's Day weekend from 3 to 6 p.m. Really quick, a lot of fun.
Now mark your calendar, special event. Big shout out to Joe and Christy there at Jolly.
They're very good to the camp.
Rogers. I want to touch on just real quick. You guys do different themed camps. Like you mentioned the family camp. Just real quick, what are some of those themed camps?
Yeah, so we just came off a family camp. We have in our 11-week session that starts the week of May 24th, we have themes every week. So, you know, we'll have a Pokemon week where we do activities centered around Pokemon. And you'd be surprised how many people love Pokemon. We have a Marvel week, so that's a Marvel superhero week. We have a heavy equipment week, and that's where we have people bring out their big heavy trucks and fun things like that. So there's all sorts of Wild Kingdom week, so we have people bring their animals out to camp. So, you know, we kind of tailor a theme, and that way it gives the campers an opportunity to say, I love Marvel superheroes, I want to come this week, so I'm going to go to wonderlandcamp.org and I'm going to sign up to come.
That's super cool. And you can find out all of this. You can sign up. You can look at volunteering. You can look at camp dates, prices, registration, all of that. And the website, one more time?
Sure, is wonderlandcamp.org.
Super easy. That's Mike Clayton, the Director of Fund Development.
And I just want to say thank you. Since I've started with the camp 8 years ago, you have been so great
my pleasure.
to us. I mean, really, you and everybody on the Lake TV team has just always been there for Wonderland Camp, and I'll never forget you for that.
Well, we appreciate you guys and happy to support your efforts. That's Mike Clayton with Wonderland Camp. We'll be right back on Cup of Coffee after this from Price and Randall.
With summer right around the corner, the lake is about to be bustling with visitors. And as we think about summer, it's a good time to think about safety at the lake. Did you know that distracted driving car crashes have increased over 30% in the last 5 years in Missouri?
So be a part of the solution. Buckle up and put your phones down so we can all enjoy this summer at the lake. This Drive Safe, Boat Safe message brought to you by Price & Randall, injury attorneys.
Yeah, don't forget to drive safe, boat safe all summer long. And I don't think we probably had a lot of boating with some of that crazy weather we'll tell you about in a minute. But first, we want to give a shout out to our friends at Lindy Spring, Lake of the Ozarks, the official water right here of Cup of Coffee at Lake TV. And May 1st, they got their big ribbon cutting coming up, right? The joint ribbon cutting with all 3 chambers right there off Industrial Drive in Osage Beach. Go check out Lindy Spring, Lake of the Ozarks on Facebook. Jesse, Zach, they're rolling out all the stops, getting ready for a big day. Going to be a lot of fun. And hey, before we get into this week's show, first time in 15 years, the Buffalo Sabres are in the playoffs, and they won their first playoff game.
Really?
Yeah, baby.
All right. I bet you didn't watch that at all, did you?
I was losing my cool from the onset, down 2-0, late in the third period. Tage Thompson, not 1 but 2 goals back-to-back to tie the game.
Yep.
Take the lead. With 5 minutes to go on a Samuelson goal, they get an empty netter. End up winning 4-3 after being down 2-0 with
Who
8
did they
minutes
beat?
to go. The Bruins, baby.
Oh, Boston, okay.
So we don't know what happened in game 2, but if I was a bet man, I'd tell you the Sabres go up 2-0 in the series. And hey, before we jump into our first headline, the rumor mill, it's always strong at Lake of the Ozarks,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
It's always churning. And a little birdie told me that an iconic lake bar and grill has sold.
What?
Larry's on the Lake.
Wow.
As well, we don't know if it's official, but looks like there is new ownership coming in, so I'm trying to substantiate that, find out what we can on that. So stay tuned over the next week or two as I try to prove that, but I'm starting to hear murmurings.
Yeah.
You know, it's there at the 31-mile marker, 4 corners. They got the big Larry Wood sign, but known for their waterfront bar. They always have a lot of great live music, good food, and so that would be a big move. We're going to keep you posted again. I can't substantiate, but what I'm hearing is Larry's on the Lake has sold.
I'm happy to hear that. I know it's been up for sale for the last couple years, and I think the previous owner just kind of lost interest, you know, and so that place can be so great. If the right people take it over, I mean, what a location.
Yeah.
Right there at near the 4 corners, 31-mile marker, biggest floating dock on the lake, you know, because it's grandfathered in. I mean, that is like, I hope you're right, and good luck to the people who bought it if somebody did buy it.
I love Larry's on the Lake, and I love Captain Ron's, and I love Frankie and Louie's because DJ Kyle is always at those 3 places. You know, like when we go do our DJ Kyle tour, he's at one of those 3. So, yeah, really exciting. Of course, we'll keep you posted on that.
Well, and we've got the big new place that Tucker is building, right by the dam. And that's probably going to open. Is that going to open this year or next year? But they're working on that. And that's going to be a big thing too.
Yeah, developments galore.
Yeah.
Here around Lake of the Ozark. One of those developments we told you is the new Aldi coming into Camdenton, right? And the city of Camdenton had entered a development agreement for a tax revenue share. We had shared that with you and gotten some feedback from locals as well as from a couple of aldermen who weren't necessarily on board with that tax revenue share. But we did hear back from City Administrator Jeff Hooker justifying the tax revenue sharing in regards to perspective on the city of Camdenton.
Yeah, he said this is not a TIF, CID, or tax abatement. This development will increase tax money for the school, county, ambulance, library, etc. It is an economic development incentive that costs the taxpayers nothing in this time when other entities are giving large TIFs, super TIFs, CIDs, tax abatements. We feel this is a responsible way to do business and grow the city. I believe that many times people get on social media, for lack of better terms, just complain to complain. Jeff Hooker said, as I said before, I wish they would come see me or contact me directly. We may not agree, but at least this way they would be properly informed. So, and I know you've been reaching out to all sides on this to try to get the most information. And this is City Administrator Jeff Hooker and his response.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. He said, hey, I understand and respect Mr. Newhart's opinion, and we've discussed this at length. We have differing opinions on the subject, and that's the great thing about our country. We can mutually disagree and keep moving the wheels forward. In regards to the contention in both readings taking place in the same meeting, Jeff Hooker, City Administrator Hooker, said the following cities commonly pass two bills with two readings: Lebanon, Osage Beach, Lake Ozark, Eldon, Centralia, Overland, Savannah, Huntsville, on and on. And so the Hawthorne project is waiting for property closing to begin the next steps. And in regards to the tax bill on the projected development site, it's minimal right now. Now, if the 22,000 square foot grocer were to move in, the estimated property tax bill would be around $17,000 per year. Their revenue share would do nothing with property taxes, was the comment on Facebook. In addition, all of the businesses developed due to this anchor property would produce additional revenue streams and property tax dollars for the city and the county. That's straight from City Administrator Jeff Hooker. So that was the response, and I thought those were some good justifications. However you feel about it, maybe they say that's not fair for other grocery stores who built first. I understand that perspective. I can appreciate Alderman Newhart's stance. He's always no abatements, no tax breaks that gives preferential treatment to one sector over another. However, I think the city of Camden is going to have to do something, right? When you look at all the other municipalities around them, from the city of Osage Beach, the city of Lake Ozark, they have casinos, they have huge developments, amusement parks, water parks. How is the city of Camdenton going to stay competitive as they look to keep up with the times here at Lake of the Ozarks?
That's a good question there. What is the Hawthorne project, do you know?
Well, that is the Aldi, what we believe. Now, the city can't say. They won't confirm, but we absolutely believe that to be Aldi, coming in right next to Culver's there, off 5 there. And so they can't disclose of who it is. So it's with the Hawthorne Investment Group that's representing whatever that grocery store would be. But again, we believe, of course, that to be Aldi. Now, hey, since we last saw you, there's been some crazy weather here at Lake of the Ozarks.
Yeah, every spring, right? Every spring it hits us. So golf ball-sized hail hit the Lake of the Ozarks last Thursday. Hail hit scattered areas across the area. Reported in Camdenton, Lebanon, Iberia, Eldon. Friday, more storms, damaged docks, buildings owned, down trees around the lake. Powerful storms that blew through the area Friday evening, down trees, damaged property. Though a tornado warning was issued, no tornadoes were confirmed by the National Weather Service. It appears the main damage was from straight line winds. On the lake, the roof was ripped off a portion of Shady Gators.
Wow.
Did you see the picture of that?
Yeah,
wow. I mean, that's some serious action there. And then a dock was tossed upside down by the winds around the 8-mile marker. I saw that too. That was incredible. Spooky though, when you see the damage that winds can do out there.
Yeah, great job by Lake Expo and all this storm coverage, all this courtesy of Lake Expo and their sources. Now, cooler temps were in over the weekend, but as you see this week here at Lake of the Ozarks, back to the beautiful weather in the 70s. Now, that dock was wild. Also, parts of Stover, Laurie, Versailles had extended power outages over the storms. And then not to mention Wednesday night, before we saw all this, you remember there's a tornado in Clinton around 6 p.m. Lots of damages, praise the Lord, no injuries in that one. Anytime we get tornadoes, I think of the Joplin tornado.
Yeah, man.
One of the biggest ever.
That was bad, yeah.
All right, so we told you about that. Our next local story, how about the Spring Big Bass Bash? You talk about fishing. This happens every single year, twice at the Lake of the Ozarks, the spring and the fall.
Big money.
And for entering this amateur-only tournament, one catch can win you $100,000, and that was certainly the case for Kyle Swarzik of St. Charles. 6.71 pounds was the winning fish.
Yeah, how about that? Talk about a big bass right there, almost 7-pound bass. So the number one fish, 6.71 pounds. The number two fish was 6.63. So the winner he was over a pound bigger than the second place guy.
No, 6.71.
A 6.71? I got 6.63.
Yeah, so, 6.71 was the winning.
Right, and 6.63, so it's over a pound. The winning one was over a pound bigger than second place. Jared Russell takes second place. Third place, $10,000, Kurt Fisher, 6.59 pounds, right? Fourth place, Darren Scherner, 6.49 pounds. So all those guys, 2, 3, and 4, are like within a quarter of a pound of a bass there. So, and then the first place ladies bonus, $1,000, Valerie Kraft, 4.44 pounds.
Wow, they give over $300,000 in cash and prizes each time. Now,
Lot of
there
money.
was some controversy at this event as you're only allowed to weigh in one per weigh-in hour. Apparently, there was well over a 7-pound bass caught, but it was weighed in in the same hour where the guy had weighed in a much smaller fish, making it ineligible. There was a lot of murmurings online on the Facebook feed at Big Bass Bash Anglers in Action about that. So yeah, the winning bass officially 6.71 pounds for $100,000. Kyle Swarzik. $20,000 goes to Jared Russell for second place. Kirk Fisher takes home $10,000 for third place, and Darren Schenner, he has $5,000 for fourth place. Pretty cool. And can you imagine if you enter that tournament not really knowing what to expect and you end up walking away with $100,000?
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I noticed that all the weigh stations are Alhana Resort or Red Oak Resort. Are those the only two, or are there more than that?
I'm not sure, but I did notice that all of them were Red Oak or Alhana as well.
Yeah.
So congrats to all of the winners, and always a good job by Big Bass Bash Anglers in Action. That brings in so many people here to Lake of the Ozarks.
Well, and you're right too. I said it was over a pound. It's not. It's just a tenth of a pound.
I was wondering what
difference.
Your math was
I was
doing.
never good at math.
I was gonna move on.
So that was close.
Super close.
Okay.
0.08 pounds
Yeah.
decided
Holy cow.
$80,000
Jeez.
in a difference of cash prizes.
You know, when it's all luck, right? I mean, I guess.
Don't tell the winners that. Hey, a crazy headline also from Lake Expo: deck collapses at Lake of the Ozarks, injuring a handful.
Yeah, I know, and this was a weird one. So 6 people go to the hospital after a deck collapsed, and this was last Wednesday night. Sanders Road, Osage National Golf Resort, Lake of the Ozarks Fire Protection District dispatched 8:37 p.m. And I remember that because the lights went out where we were at that time. The first arriving units found that an entrance walkway to a multifamily residence had collapsed with 6 people on it. I didn't even know they had multifamily residences out there, but apparently condos maybe or something like that. So crews stabilized the damaged walkway while assessing and treating injuries. 5 people taken to local hospitals, assistance from Miller County Ambulance, Sunrise Beach Fire Department. 1 person took a private vehicle to the hospital, but pretty spooky stuff there.
Yeah, can you imagine? I mean, whether you live down here year-round or you're visiting, you're checking into your Airbnb, and you get your luggage, you're walking. I mean, I just the way I'm picturing this happening, right? They're on the walkway trying to get maybe to their condo, and it collapses. So it didn't say that there was severe injuries in regards to no fatalities.
Hopefully
praise
not.
the Lord. But man, what a wild thing to happen, and that courtesy of Lake Expo. So,
and you can see that happening, you know. I mean, you get those walkways that are up a bit. If something goes wrong and they come down, that's not going to be good.
Make Andrew and I think twice about our next monthly market update.
That's asking a lot of those walkways to hold up that kind of weight.
Hey, come on, man. All right, so hey, it was pretty cool last Thursday. I spent the day at the state capitol for the LOZ Days at the Capitol, organized by State Rep Jeff Fernetti with another 30 business owners around Lake of the Ozarks. And that evening, you took in the Lake West Chamber Dinner, which was a pretty cool night.
Yeah, it was great, man. And we had, it was a Mexican theme. I'm all about the food, right?
Yeah,
so
baby.
Carmelitas and Don Cholillos, they put on the food and I gained 20 pounds. But we had a good time and a lot of awards handed out. So the Ambassador of the Year goes to Kimberly Brunts. She works with Serve Pro, the Ambassador of the Year. The Volunteer of the Year, Melissa Carroll from Town and Country Grocery.
She's great.
She is great, and she was all dressed up there, as you can see. Entrepreneur of the Year, Ron Dugan, Captain Ron. I think he won that award because he started the Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
A big thing, big new event on the west side. Small Business of the Year. Sunrise Farm Market, who are close friends of you and Lake TV.
Kelly and Pat Cagle, they have done an amazing job.
And if you drive by there, they are busy all the time. What a job they're doing.
Just leave my coconut cream pie alone. It's never in stock. Since we started telling people about that, they can't keep them in stock. Leave my pie alone.
That might have been why the walkway collapsed, right? The Distinguished Citizen and Community Partner of the Year, the Idiots Club, our friends at the Idiots Club, who have given away over $1 million now, I think. And they also had a big to-do for Tom McNeil for his service over the years. He's been with Deco Insurance, but he's also been like the president of the chamber when they needed him to be, and stepped in to be Mr. Everything. So great time, great event, great people, just wonderful all the way around.
Great video, too, you got. We were able to share with you there. And yeah, that's well-deserving for Tom McNeil, because there was a handful of years there was no executive director, not a paid position as president, and Tom McNeil really was the glue that held the Lake West Chamber together, bridged the gap, made sure nothing got crazy out of control, and made sure things moved forward. And then as the executive director with Mike Koningsman came in, he really helped that transition. So super deserving, and of course, great people taking home those awards. So good job by the Lake West Chamber of Commerce as we tie a bow on their annual dinner. Now, we got to tell you, speaking of West Side, we're really excited about the annual West Side Spring Walk coming up on Saturday, May 2nd. There's something unique, and Brentley and we did the Christmas walk, and we really enjoyed it. You can participate and win big with the annual West Side Spring Walk on Saturday, May 2nd. Check out over 30 West Side businesses where you'll get your passport stamped for a chance to win a grand prize from restaurants, thrift shops, boutiques, and unique stores galore. The annual West Side Spring Walk has something for everyone. Now, no purchase is necessary. From Greenview all the way to the Shrine off Highway 5 in Laurie, you see right here on screen your map, right? Unique finds too, mint consignments, all the way down to Trunk Junk and National Shrine of Mary, Mother of the Church. I want to give a big shout out to Jill Nagel, who organizes this event, but this is just a small sample size of how great the West Side is, right? 34 participating businesses up and down the way to go support. And there's some really cool prizes you can win.
Absolutely. I didn't realize they'd named a business after me. Trunk Junk.
Trunk Junk. Actually, that place is great. Trunk Junk, a newer business in Laurie there, or in the West Side. So don't miss that again. Saturday, May 2nd, you'll see me and Unique and Brinley. We'll be trying to hit all 34 stops.
How was your time at the Capitol, by the way?
Oh, it was...
Was it good?
Really cool. I can't believe how many elected officials watched this show, right?
Really?
Yeah, how many of them watched this show? So I guess we have to start dressing a little nicer, maybe a tie and my American flag pin more regularly.
I might need to lose some weight.
Hey, that's to each their own. All right, hey, I want to tell you real quick about a really cool event also taking place on Saturday, May 2nd, but it's the Lake of the Ozarks Endurance Run, returning for the 8th year right here on May 2nd.
Yeah, so, and they've got the LOZ Traverse. That's a 35-mile endurance challenge. I'm out. No way, man. They've got the Trail of Four Winds race. That's a 25K, the original race that launched the whole thing, 25K. And then they've got the Wandering Bobcat 5-miler. So now that would be closer to me. The wandering part would definitely be a part of it. Shorter, accessible course that also welcomes hikers. So I think we've got registered participants from 9 different states.
Yeah, Colorado, Illinois, Minnesota, Kentucky, Nebraska, with the races organized by HaHa Racing Events, which has steadily expanded the event while maintaining a focus on quality and runner experience. Now, their primary objective is to put on a well-organized running event where runners can compete for an overall win or a personal best, which for runners, that's a huge deal. Registration for this year's event is still underway. You can contact John Shelby at haharacingevents@gmail.com. But this is a crazy event that takes place down here at Lake of the Ozarks. Really, really cool stuff. And excuse me, that's one of many of those outdoor runs we're going to continue to see come down here with awesome trails and tracks and roadways. But before we run out of time on this week's Cup of Coffee, big shout out to Mike Clayton. Always good getting to catch up with him. But we want to leave you with a little word. This comes from Jeremiah 31:3. The Lord appeared to us in the past, saying, I have loved you with an everlasting love. I have drawn you with unfailing kindness. Jeremiah 31:3. As we keep the main thing right here on Lake TV and outside of a cup of coffee, you can also catch the Community Spotlight Show. And we got some state champs.
Yeah, I got a fun one this week with the Tipton girls. Class 2 state basketball champions. So the girls this week from Tipton, we've got the Tipton boys state champion football team next week. And then in a few weeks, we've got the Eugene boys basketball state champs. So all that coming up on the Spotlight Show in the next few weeks.
That, and you can start seeing on our social media channels. You can start seeing the LOZ featured doc series shorts from last year. And listen, if you got a doc that you think is worth being featured in this year's annual LOZ featured doc series, reach out to us at Lake TV as we're starting our preparations. Well, that's going to do it for this week's Cup of Coffee from Slumberland at the Lake. See you next week.